Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the quarantine concerts. We're going to take a couple of more minutes to let more people go online, and then we start. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to Piano Cleveland's Quarantine Concerts. This is really something that we came up with in the Piano Cleveland offices a few days ago. The reason that we decided to do this at Piano Cleveland is really because this is a very, very strange time for all of us. Yes, okay. I'm going to say it again, just in case you haven't heard me. So welcome to Piano Cleveland's Quarantine Concerts. This is something that we decided on a few days ago, considering the situation. We wanted to give something to our audiences that are right now at home, unfortunately, without possibility of leaving, and also to support our community of musicians. So these are two very, very important reasons right now in this uncertain situation. Many of you at Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m. Cleveland time, would have preferred and probably would have been right now at the concert hall. Instead of this, we're at home. So we're hoping that at Piano Cleveland we can contribute a little bit to you, our audiences, by presenting some kind of online concerts for you to enjoy on a Thursday evening with your family and with your friends. Another very important reason, as I said, is to support our community of musicians. A lot of musicians these days, classical musicians, in Cleveland, nationally and internationally, have quite a lot of difficulties these days because many or all of their concerts are being canceled, and many of our musicians are absolutely depending on these concerts in order to make a living. This is why we're giving everybody the opportunity to donate directly to our musicians. If you log in our website and you see up on your top right, you're gonna see a donate button with a heart next to it. Then you can go directly to our Musicians Fund and support our musicians directly. You can also log into our website, pianocleveland.com, and contribute directly to us. This is a very hard time for nonprofits, also with a very unknown and uncertain future, and any contribution would be very, very well appreciated by us. Thank you so much. And now to some music. So today we have two parts to our program. In the first part, I'll play some pieces for you. And in the second part, we have Natsumi, Shibagaki, and Irwin Shung, who will play two pianos for us. I will play 6 pieces for you in total, 4 pieces by Robert Schumann from fantasy pieces, Opus 12, and afterwards I will play 2 lyric pieces by GRIEG. I'd like to tell you a little bit about these pieces, and I'll also stop in between and tell you a little bit about them. So first of all, Schumann is my personal favorite composer. And the reason for this is not necessarily because his music is perfect, but this is because there is something very, very honest about his music, something very real. He has a lot of changes of character. In his imaginary mind, he liked to use Eusebius and Florestan as kind of two diverse characters in his personality, and he presents it very clearly inside his music. So the first 2 pieces that I'm going to play out of the 4 fantasy pieces, the first one is called The Evening. In this piece, you're going to hear a very, very sort of calm atmosphere, maybe an atmosphere that we would see these days outside when the weather is already pretty nice and it's very quiet outside. So we really feel that's this kind of feeling that continues. And the second piece is it's totally different. It's called Uplifting. And suddenly it's roaring, and in between, suddenly he changes his moods to a more romantic and kind of more passionate. So I hope you enjoy Schumann's fantasy pieces. Thank you. quarantine concerts. I'm Yaron Kohlberg, president of Piano Cleveland. The last two pieces have been Schumann fantasy pieces, The Evening and Uplifting. I will now play two more of these set of pieces for you. The next one is called Warum in German, why in English. This really is like a question mark. It's like a kid asking a question. Very, very beautiful and very, very innocent. And then, once again, as we spoke before about these contrasts in Schumann's personality, we have in der Nacht, which means the night, at night. And this is a very sort of scary and unpeaceful kind of piece. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. I'm Yaron Kohlberg, and you are watching Piano Cleveland's Quarantine Concerts. These were 4 fantasy pieces by Robert Schumann. I have 2 more pieces for you before our program is going to continue with Natsumi, Shibagaki, and Irwin, Shung. These 2 next pieces are going to be by the Norwegian composer Edvard Grieg. Grieg lived in a beautiful, beautiful place in Norway, and he had a lot of inspiration because of this. He has a lot of description of nature in his music and also a lot of imaginary characters. These 2 pieces, the first one is called Nocturno, which is music for the night. And after that, we're gonna hear the March of the Trolls. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yaron Kohlberg, and you're listening to Piano Cleveland's Quarantine Concerts. These were two lyric pieces by GRIEG. The first one was Nocturne, the second one, March of the Trolls. I would also like to remind those of you who are joining us right now that we're doing these concerts. This is a very spontaneous, we decided to do, a very new idea that we decided on last week in order to give our audiences who are not able to attend any concerts in this period and probably even not leave their home, give them some kind of, nice Thursday evening at home with some live music, as well as support our community of musicians. Some of our musicians do not have the opportunity to perform the concert that they had planned, and therefore this has a very major impact on their, on their careers. And we would like to help them by being able to donate directly to them, which you're able to do on our website, pianocleveland.org. And just press the donate button there, as well as being able to contribute and donate to our annual fund of Piano Cleveland. Now, it is about time for the second part of our program. I'm very excited and grateful to Natsumi, Shibagaki, and Irwin Shung for accepting our invitation to perform for us in such a short notice. I'm sure you're going to enjoy their performance. They're going to present themselves as well as their program, and I hope you like it. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome. My name is Irwin Shung. I'm a Cleveland-based teacher and performer.
And my name is Natsumi Shibagaki. I'm also a pianist living in Cleveland.
And we're very grateful to Piano Cleveland for inviting us to play on their concert series, the Quarantine Concerts. As Yaron was just mentioning, this is a very difficult time for everybody. As a musician, I know myself that I've had concerts and also other teaching responsibilities currently forfeited. And so we're very, very grateful that you could join us for this concert. I know that myself and many, many other musicians went into the profession because we believe that music has the power to touch and to connect. And as I mentioned, I'm very happy and grateful that you could join us for this occasion, even though the times are quite difficult. Because of some of these things that I've mentioned, Natsumi and I talked actually quite extensively about our program for today. And so for our first piece that we're going to present, it's a piece by Bach, and it is a transcription actually of an original cantata piece called Sheep May Safely Graze. While the original has religious connotation, the music itself is very pure, and despite some troubled times in the middle section, there is a sense of comfort that's being given. And so Natsumi mentioned that we wanted to play this piece, and I agreed with her very strongly. So I actually arranged it from the original score only a couple days ago. In the arrangement, I tried to stay as close to the original as possible. It's not quite, in my opinion, as perfect as what Bach wrote, but I came as close as I could, and I hope that you'll appreciate the music. We both do. I've just been informed that I should not stand and talk that way you can see me when I'm talking. I apologize for earlier talking to you with my torso. You're listening to the Quarantine Concerts. The next piece that you're going to hear is a set of forehand music by Rachmaninoff. You can see that we're currently playing on 2 different instruments. Again, this is because of the current situation with COVID-19, so we want to keep it distant. At the same time, we're glad that you can join us for the concert. The 2 movements that you're here, the first is a Barcarolle, and it's a very dark rocking kind of piece. Rocking as in gently rocking, as one might experience on a boat, not as in rock and roll. And then the second piece is a Scherzo. And in it, Rachmaninoff dances. Hope you enjoy. You're listening to Quarantine Concerts. Just now you heard two pieces from Rachmaninoff's Morceaux. The first was Barcarolle, and the second was Scherzo. We will now play a piece by GERSHWIN that was inspired by a visit to Cuba. It's the Cuban Overture. Originally was written for orchestra, but GERSHWIN himself transcribed it for four-hand piano. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to play it on two pianos out of concern for current public health. We hope you enjoy. That was the Cuban Overture by GERSHWIN. You heard it on Quarantine Concerts. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to pass the mic back now to Yaron Kohlberg, who wanted to speak a few words.
Thank you so much, Natsumi. Thank you so much, Irwin, for your fantastic performance, and once again for coming and joining us on such a short notice. You're listening to Quarantine Concerts by Piano Cleveland. We would like to thank your generosity. We managed to raise more than $2,300 already. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much to our board of directors, to our donors and sponsors, and to our audiences. We love you. We appreciate so much the fact that you logged in today and listened to us. I would also like to thank our technicians today, Joe and Will. A special thanks to our staff at Piano Cleveland. I can just tell you that starting last week that we all went on quarantine and all started to stay home, everybody has been working so diligently to make these quarantine concerts happen and really to give something to our Cleveland audiences and also our audiences nationally and internationally, and primarily to really support our audiences and our musicians here in Cleveland. So thank you very much, Marissa. Thank you very much, Crystal. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Leslie, for being with us and being so wonderful. Thank you. Thank to all of you too for logging in today and for listening and for supporting us. And we're going to see you next week, 7:30, Thursday, March 26th. Thanks so much.